student, what we have finished in previous class?
ETS.
ETS. What is ETS? Can anyone explain me?
Electron transport system.
Electron transport.
Electron transport system. And before electron transport system, we have finished one more topic.
Anaerobic respiration.
Very good. Anaerobic respiration. Can anyone tell me the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration?
Absence of O2 is an anaerobic respiration. Presence of O2 is a aerobic respiration. And both of them start with glycolysis.
Exactly. Anyone else? What are the basic difference between aerobic and anaerobic reaction? The one we all know, in aerobic reaction, there is involvement of oxygen, but in anaerobic respiration, there is no involvement of oxygen. If we talk about in respect of energy, then what will be the difference?
Ma'am, in aerobic respiration, there is high energy, and in anaerobic respiration, low energy is produced.
Low energy produced, and low energy is like only 2 ATP. But if we talk about aerobic respiration,
38 ATP.
we got 38 ATP. This is important. In aerobic respiration, we use 38 ATP. Like we produce 38 ATP, but in anaerobic respiration, we produce only 2 ATP. Anaerobic
2 ATP.
respiration is of two types. The first one is alcoholic fermentation, and second one is
Lactic
lactic
acid
acid
fermentation.
fermentation.
Lactic acid
Can anyone
fermentation.
can anyone tell me the what is the end product of alcoholic fermentation? End product.
Ethanol.
Ethanol. Very well done. And what is the end product of lactic acid fermentation?
Lactic acid.
Lactic acid. And where is alcoholic fermentation is carrying out?
In yeast.
In yeast. And where is lactic acid fermentation is carrying out?
In our
In
muscles.
In our
muscles,
muscle. And name the enzyme which is involved in lactic acid fermentation.
Lactate dehydrogenase.
Exactly. And even then, anything else?
Glucose into lactic.
Tell me. Lactate dehydrogenase. ठीक है? चलो. This is very nice. And let's recap about the electron transport system. In electron transport system, what we usually do, there is shifting of protons from mitochondrial matrix to inner membrane space,
inner membranous space.
and then from inner membranous space to matrix again. And during which process ATP produced by the involvement of 2H positive. How many ATP produce?
4.
1 ATP.
2, exactly.
1.
Very
1
good.
ATP.
By the involvement of 2H positive, we got only
1
1
ATP.
ATP. Very good. And if I talk about the what is the final acceptor of electron? Final acceptor of electron. Electrons को finally सब किसने accept किया था? Final acceptors of electron. Just remember it. Half O2 plus 2H positive plus
2H plus.
2 electrons, and it makes water.
H2O. Water molecule.
So if I talk about the what is your final acceptor of electron, then the answer should be
Complex number 4.
no. The answer should be oxygen.
Yes.
Oxygen is the final acceptor, which is accepting electron and getting converted into water molecule. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Final acceptor of electron is
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
very good. And right, just tell me the name of two mobile electron carriers. which carries electron from one complex to another complex?
UQ and
UQ and cytochrome.
cytochrome BC1.
Very good. Cytochrome C. What is the location of cytochrome C?
Third, complex number third, ma'am.
हाँ, but on inner membrane of inner membrane या फिर
Inner
on
member space, ma'am.
inner membrane के outer side में,
Yes, ma'am.
on the outer side of inner membrane.
Inner membrane
And
space.
cytochrome is made up of protein और carbohydrate. प्रोटीन से मिलके बना होता है.
Proteins.
एनसीईआरटी रीड करके आए हो? मैंने आप लोगों को लास्ट क्लास में बोला था कि बच्चे लोग आप लोगों को एनसीईआरटी रीड करके आना है. ये वाला पूरा
Yes, ma'am.
पढ़ के आए होंगे तो ना. Like just look here. Cytochrome C is a small protein attached to the outer surface of the inner membrane and act as a mobile carrier for transferring. किस किस के बीच में? Between complex number 3 and complex number 4.
Oh.
In the same time, ubiquinone क्या करता है? Ubiquinone also receive करता है कहाँ से? इलेक्ट्रॉन कहाँ से? FADH2 मतलब कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर 2 से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को एक्सेप्ट करता है via complex number 2 and that is generated during oxidation of succinate in the citric acid cycle. है ना? citric acid cycle में ही तो FADH2 बन के आता है. Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
ये तो ये आपने एनसीईआरटी अगर पढ़ लिया है, दिस इज वेरी नाइस. तो एनसीईआरटी पढ़ आप लोगों के कुछ ना कुछ डाउट्स आए होंगे. आए हैं डाउट्स?
Ma'am, can you explain the concept of oxidative phosphorylation?
Exactly, that's why I have highlighted this oxidative phosphorylation. Can anyone explain this process? If you have read all NCERT. मंतशा, ओम या शिखा, आप बताइए.
Ma'am, according to me, it is the indirect ATP formation from NEDH and FADH2.
Exactly. Deepa? Om? Rupali? देविशा, अनुष्का, मिश्बा, नम्रता. Anyone? No. चलो इसको रीड करते हैं. Just try to read out this paragraph. What is it saying? They are saying the number of molecules synthesized. किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा? How many number of molecules are getting synthesized? It completely depends on the number of electron donors. What are electron donors here? H positives. ठीक है? When we are doing oxidation of one molecule of NADH, during the oxidation of one molecule of NADH, how many ATP produce?
3
ATP. And from that, one molecule of FADH2 is producing how many ATP? 2 ATP.
2 ATP.
Although the aerobic process of respiration take place only in the presence of oxygen, so it means यहाँ पे जो role of oxygen है वो कहाँ पे है? There is the role of oxygen at the terminal stage. Terminal stage, it means complex number 4. Complex number 4 में involvement है oxygen का. Yet presence of oxygen is very vital. It's literally vital since it drives the whole process, because ये पूरे के पूरे process को drive करती है. कौन? This presence of oxygen here. So what is oxygen exactly doing here? We all know the basic equation. Half molecule of oxygen is accepting 2 hydrogen ion as well as it is accepting 2 electrons and getting converted into
H2.
H2. Try to read out this concept. What they are saying, the presence of oxygen is vital since it derives the whole process by removing hydrogen from the system. System से removes को hydrogens को remove कर रहा है. Oxygen on the same time act कर रहा है final hydrogen acceptor के जैसे भी behave कर रहा है as well as final electron acceptor के जैसे भी behave कर रहा है. Unlike photophosphorylation, we will study this photophosphorylation in the next chapter, which is your photosynthesis in higher plants. We'll study non-cyclic photophosphorylation, cyclic photophosphorylation. What do you understand by photo? Photo means light, na?
Yes.
So what exactly happens in photophosphorylation? In photophosphorylation, there is involvement of sunlight. By the help of sunlight, electrons get transferred from one complex to another complex. But is there any involvement of light in this process during the transfer of electrons?
No, ma'am.
There is no involvement of light. What we are involving here, there is involvement of oxidation process. Oxidation हो रहा है ना? NADH is getting oxidized and it is giving us 2H positive plus 2 electrons. And these 2 electrons are getting ejecting from one complex to another complex. On the same time, in photophosphorylation, 2 electrons eject with the help of light from one complex to another complex. So if we are using light, then the process will be called as photophosphorylation.
Photophosphorylation.
But if we are using oxidation process, then we will call it oxidative phosphorylation. And what do you understand by phosphorylation? Phosphorylation is the process of formation of ATP. Because what we are exactly doing here, we are converting ADP plus inorganic phosphate into ATP. So we
ATP.
are just doing addition of phosphate now.
Yes, ma'am.
We are
Yes,
doing
ma'am.
addition of phosphate. That means this process is known as phosphorylation. And if we are doing here reaction, oxidation, then we will call it oxidative phosphorylation. Try to read out this concept. Unlike मतलब जैसे फोटोफॉस्फोराइलेशन में नहीं होता, मतलब होता है where it is जहाँ पे लाइट एनर्जी होता है जिसको हम यूटिलाइज करते हैं प्रोटॉन्स को प्रोटॉन ग्रेडियंट बनाने के लिए, जो कि फोस्फोराइलेशन के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. रेस्पिरेशन प्रोसेस में मतलब फोटोसिंथेसिस में वी यूज लाइट एनर्जी, बट इन केस ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन हम यहाँ पे ऑक्सीडेशन रिडक्शन से जो एनर्जी रिलीज होती है, बिकॉज यहाँ पे NADH को वी आर डूइंग ऑक्सीडेशन. In this case, that energy is getting reduced in the form of electron. We will use this electrons. That's why this is the main reason we are calling this process as oxidative phosphorylation. In short, we can call it OP. आगे समझ में?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone जिसको समझ नहीं आया है? Gayatri, are you able to understand the concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. So let's start with a new topic. You have already studied these. What is F1 here? What is F0? F1 is a peripheral membrane protein complex जिससे attach है हमारा F0 जो कि integral membrane में है, जो which proton cross the inner membrane. These are the some basic points. ठीक है? And we will note 4H positives. 4H positive will give rise to how many ATP?
2 ATP.
2 ATPs.
This is very clear to all. Now we'll start with next topic, which is our respiratory quotient. For respiratory quotient, we have a general formula. Respiratory quotient is represented as RQ. There is the volume of CO2 divided by volume of O2 consumed. How many CO2 is getting produced divided by how many oxygen we are using. ठीक है? If we like सबसे पहले आप write down the instrument name. Name the instrument which will help us to measure the RQ. The instrument is known as Gannon's respirometer. This is a Gannon's respirometer. So if we will calculate the RQ for carbohydrate, what will be the RQ?
1.
1. How we are getting 1? Because we all know C6 H12O6 uses 6 oxygen and it gives us 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O. So we will calculate 6 CO2 divided by 6 O2, 6 is 6 divided, then we get 1. So for carbohydrate, RQ is equals to
1.
And if we going to calculate it for fat and oils, RQ is equals to 0.7. For protein, RQ is equals to 0.8. For anaerobic respiration, In anaerobic respiration, there is no oxygen. So it means CO2 divided by 0 oxygen. There is no oxygen. So the answer will be infinite. Right or not?
Right.
Okay. Then if we also calculate it for germinating seeds, for germinating seeds, RQ is your less than 1. And for maturing seeds, RQ is more than 1. Because in this case, more CO2 get produced. And if we are going to calculate it for CAM plants, RQ is equals to 0 at night, and at daytime, RQ is again more than 1. These are the some basic informations जहां से आपका नीट में काफी बार क्वेश्चंस आया हुआ है. Write down all these points. लिखो जल्दी से. हो गया? Now we are done with this. Okay. The next one topic we have. Are you? Do you guys have your NCRT books?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
As you already were saying that before RQ there is a topic amphibolic pathway. Amphibolic pathway. है ना amphibolic pathway? No one
Yes,
asked
ma'am.
me. किसी ने नहीं पूछा मैम एम्फिबॉलिक पाथवे नहीं पढ़ाओगे क्या? एम्फिबॉलिक पाथवे से क्वेश्चन आता है नहीं आता है? क्या होता है एम्फिबॉलिक पाथवे? पता है एम्फिबॉलिक पाथवे क्या है?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
तो थोड़ा पता है शिखा?
मैम सही कैटाबॉलिज्म और एनाबॉलिज्म जिसमें दोनों होता है.
Exactly. But in the class के initiation में, what I told you, respiration is a which type of process? It is a
Catabolic.
catabolic process. Then at the end of this chapter, they are saying कि it is a amphibolic pathway. चैप्टर के स्टार्टिंग में उन्होंने हमें बताया था कि कैटाबॉलिक प्रोसेस है बिकॉज हम यहाँ पे किसी चीज का ब्रेक डाउन करा रहे हैं. बट एट द एंड ऑफ दिस चैप्टर को पढ़ते पढ़ते दे टोल्ड मी कि एम्फिबॉलिक है. सोचो, ट्राई टू थिंक.
मैम
Ma'am,
बिकॉज
hold on.
हाँ बताओ.
Ma'am, uh, breakdowning process is catabolism, ma'am. And synthesizing
Now this is the catabolic process, exactly.
and synthesizing is the anabolism, ma'am.
Synthesizes, but यहाँ पे हम synthesize क्या करा रहे हैं? What we are going to synthesize here?
ATP.
Yeah, we all know amphibolic pathway. It means there is involvement of both process, catabolism as well
Anabolism.
anabolism. So we will look here why we are calling it both process, catabolism भी and as well as anabolism भी. ठीक है? तो we all know amphibolic pathway में catabolism anabolism हो रहा है, तो it means there should be synthesis of some molecule as well as there should be breakdown of some molecules. ठीक है? We all know when why we are doing respiration. What is the basic need of respiration? The basic need is energy, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
The basic need is energy. So for the formation of energy, energy का हमको formation कराना है, we need to break down our protein, carbohydrates,
Lipid.
and fatty acids into acetyl. Let's make it simple. We are converting into acetyl CoA. This is the conversion. That means we will call it catabolism. Because हम यहाँ पे क्या करा रहे हैं? What we are doing? We are breaking down protein, carbohydrate, fatty acid into acetyl CoA. ठीक है? This is the one process. Then acetyl CoA will go into TCA cycle and it will give rise to CO2 plus H2O plus energy. ठीक है? समझ आया?
Yes, ma'am.
चलो, अब why we are calling it anabolism? We are calling it anabolism process. किस केस में? When our body needs protein. अगर हमारी बॉडी को प्रोटीन चाहिए तो हमारी बॉडी क्या करेगी? क्या करेगी? When our body needs protein as well as fatty acid, तो क्या होगा यहाँ पे? ये जो एसिटाइल कोए हमने बनवाया है, दिस एसिटाइल कोए will start synthesizing protein, fatty acid. So this is the formation of protein and fatty acid. So we can also call it process. हुआ ना? कैटाबॉलिज्म भी एनाबॉलिज्म भी. अगर हमारी
Yes,
बॉडी को
ma'am.
एनर्जी का रिक्वायरमेंट है, देन द सेम इन दिस केस रेस्पिरेशन होगा. बट इफ हमारी बॉडी को एनर्जी नहीं, हमारी बॉडी को प्रोटीन चाहिए. व्हाई वी नीड प्रोटीन? फॉर द बिल्डिंग आवर बॉडी. हमारी बॉडी को बिल्डिंग अप करने के लिए हमारे मसल्स को प्रोटीन चाहिए. तो प्रोटीन कहाँ से मिलेगा? रेस्पिरेशन को हम स्टॉप कर देंगे. ऑल द एसिटाइल कोए विल स्टार्ट गिविंग बैक अस protein and fatty acid again. That's why we will call it respiration is a amphibolic pathway. In the same process, we can also do respiration and respiratory substrate से ही we can again synthesize protein, fatty acid, all these things. I hope now it's clear to all. Done ना? चलो, अब आ जाओ next one पे. We have a next one process is pasture effect. Pasture effect आपका एनसीईआरटी में नहीं है, बट समटाइम्स यहाँ से नीट में क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है. What is pasture effect? Pasture effect is the inhibition of anaerobic respiration. Respiration. If anaerobic respiration is getting inhibited, how we can inhibit anaerobic respiration? By the presence of then this effect is known as Pasteur effect. Because for the process of anaerobic reaction, we need an absence of oxygen. There should be a lack of oxygen.
Yes, ma'am.
But if anaerobic respiration, if there is some anaerobic condition, and in anaerobic condition we are giving oxygen, then anaerobic reaction will not happen. This effect is known as Pasteur effect. And also the another one is we have some inhibitors. What is the function of inhibitors? Inhibitors can be any chemical which can inhibit the process, which can inhibit our respiration process at any step. किसी भी स्टेप पे इनहिबिटर हमारे रेस्पिरेशन के प्रोसेस को इनहिबिट कर सकते हैं. सो इनहिबिटर्स क्या है हमारे पास? वी हैव साइनाइड, सोडियम एजाइड, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide. If there is the presence of cyanide, sodium azide, any one of the compound, then they can inhibit our complex number 4. It means we can also show कि they produce negative impact. किसके ऊपर negative impact डालते हैं? They show negative impact on complex number 4. On the same time, we have a compound malonic acid. Malonic acid work as a competitive inhibitor. Work as a competitive inhibitor for which enzyme? Succinate dehydrogenase. Next we have 2,4-DNP molecule. 2,4-DNP produce a negative impact on ATP synthesis process. It means it is synthesizing, it is affecting which process? OP process. What is OP? Oxidative phosphorylation.
Yes, ma'am.
Done? समझ आया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. So can we start with questions now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. Let's start the question. The first one question on your screen, and I'm launching your poll. सब आंसर पोल में करेंगे. Everyone knows the how to answer in the poll?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have 1 minute. I have launched the poll. Try to solve this question. It's very simple. बच्चों, do you receive any registered mobile number on your WhatsApp?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have received that registered mobile number, can you please start filling your Google form? I'm just sharing it on your WhatsApp. I'm sharing it in your chat section. If you have received your registered WhatsApp number, then open this Google form and write your student name, your registered mobile number, your WhatsApp number, and in from which program you are. You are from Dream College program, then put it here. You are from PCB NEET, and which class are you taking? Bio class, and feedback about the class, and then submit it. I've shared your Google form in the chat section. If you have received your registered mobile number, then fill this Google form and start solving the question. If you didn't receive, then wait for 10 to 15 minutes. You will receive surely. सब्जेक्ट में आपको बायो क्लास लगाना है सोनी. Are you done with this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. This is your second one question. Done, everyone? I can see
Yes, ma'am.
votes. Okay, then. So, yeah, tell me the correct answer. The correct answer for this one question?
C. Option C. Ma'am, it's option number C.
Very good. And for this one question?
Option C only.
C.
C.
Option C.
C.
Try these two questions. I'm launching question number 3 poll. Yeah. This is your question number 3 and this one is your question number 4. Done, बच्चों? I can see 12 votes with question number 3 and 11 votes with question number 4. Okay, very good. Next two questions. These are your question number 5 and the question number 6. And if you have received your registered mobile number, then please fill this Google form. ओम, अगर आपको नहीं मिला है बेटा अभी, तो आपको अगर अपना रजिस्टर्ड नंबर पता है तो आप गूगल फॉर्म फिल कर दो.
Okay, ma'am.
Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. And have you all filled the Google form?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Arshada.
Ma'am, actually, I have not got a message on the WhatsApp number, but I have filled the form.
हाँ, if you know your registered mobile number, then you can fill this Google form.
Okay, ma'am.
Is there anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
आपने विश्वा फिल कर दिया है Google form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. So if you have filled the Google form, then this is all about your today's class. Today we have finished our respiration plant chapter. In the next class, we will start with our next chapter. This one is your photosynthesis in higher plant. And you will know ना परसों आप लोगों का test है. On Sunday you have test for your cell cycle and cell division. So make sure आपको पूरा chapter throughout NCERT read करना है, as well as आप लोगों को सभी PYQs practice करना है. You all need to practice all the PYQs. And उसके अलावा I'll share a DPT with you in your WhatsApp group. Try to solve all those questions also, so that हम लोग बहुत अच्छा टेस्ट में परफॉर्म करके चले. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
चलो. So we will finish our class.